Kingdom Grind Radio, DJ Network, Little D, Country Biscuit, Just B, let's get it. Kingdom Grind Radio, you know what it is. Yes, sir. Every Tuesday night, 7, 8 p.m. Do it for the kingdom so you know they going in. Woo. Kingdom Grind Radio, let the show begin. DJ Network on the ones and two. Little D, she bringing new. Country Biscuit top 20. Just be, you know he chillin'. It's Kingdom Grind. It's Kingdom Grind. It's Kingdom Grind. Yeah, yeah, it's Kingdom Grind. Kingdom Grind on your radio. You know what it is. Kingdom Grind on your radio. Let the show begin. Kingdom Grind on your radio. You know what it is. Kingdom Grind on your radio. Let the show begin.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going down the major way. You're rocking with the Kingdom Grind Radio Show.
Yeah, baby.
And the crew is in the house. My name is DJ Network.
I'm your girl, Lil D.
It's your girl, Could You Be Scared? What up, y'all? Aye.
And your boy Just Speak VOG.
We made another day. We made it to another day, ladies and gentlemen. It is.
You good?
I can't hear. Oh, no, I hear myself.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, today is a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The Kingdom Grind Radio team. The show is sponsored by Church Van Music
And Usher.
And here we go.
We are coming off a wonderful weekend, a jam-packed weekend. Shout out to Just B. Y'all give him a round of applause.
Hey.
Our own Just B. We're so proud of him. He released his double disc album. Well, not double. Well, yeah, 2 projects.
Double down like R. Kelly.
Yeah. He released.
She ready too.
Yeah, she got a lot to say.
I have a lot to say.
He released 2 projects, and we celebrate this weekend. The turnout was amazing. The energy was amazing. We couldn't ask for any more. Like, God really showed up and showed out on. He did a great job. And one of the artists that was there, that performed at your concert, she's here today.
She sure is.
Gospel Lotto.
Gospel
Lotto.
No, that ain't her real name.
They call her Big Rissa.
Big Rissa in the house.
They call her Big Rissa, but she's such a small lady.
Don't do her like that. Don't do sis like that. Fall all the way back.
She's in the building. Atlanta's own, man. She's new to the Christian hip hop scene, but she's taking it by force, ladies and gentlemen.
She almost made me forget what type of concert I was in.
This young lady is packing a punch, and we're happy that she's with us on the show. The ladies are gonna be interviewing her coming up, and we're gonna have a great show. Let's talk about a topic real quick. We got a topic that everybody's talking about right now. The shooting that happened down in Texas.
Right.
I think it's
Uvalde.
What is it now?
Uvalde, Texas.
And the school is Robert Elementary, right?
Right, Elementary.
So let's get into that, man. A lot of people are talking about that shooting that happened. A lot of people say they're blaming every person. They're blaming everybody. They're blaming the police department because the police department did not go in. The border patrol was there. Whole bunch of confusion going on. And the end result, a whole bunch of young folks and 2 teachers died. In results of that. So, since we got a teacher in the building,
right,
Lil D. Now, Lil D, we're not talking about your school. You've been teaching for a minute, and you were in a situation similar like that.
School shooting.
Yeah, you definitely was in a school shooting. How does something like that happen to our school system? Because fact of the matter, in the USA, America, that's a part of our history. Shooting is a part. If you look back at our history, just like slavery and all the other stuff going on, shooting up schools is a part of our history.
Yeah.
If you look at it,
and that's sad. That's sad because I definitely was involved in a active shooter at my school where the bookkeeper had to talk the gunman off the edge, and I was in the closet in the air conditioned closet with 30 children, and so I could only imagine, like, even as I was in that situation, the whole time I'm thinking, like, oh my goodness, like, if he comes in this classroom with us in here, then I will die with somebody else's children and not see my own before it's all over. And so the whole time I'm thinking, like, okay, Do I stand in front of the kids? Like, of course, it's like, I'm their protector, but at the same time, I'm also somebody else's mother. And so I could not imagine or phantom what those teachers were going through trying to protect other people's kids, because it's definitely a situation. It was scary. The kids were crying. I was crying. It's something that you'll never forget.
Okay. All right, Jess, let's go to you. In a situation like that, you're the governor, you're the president, you're a man in authority, and you have control of the situation. You're looking at everything. You're saying, how does this happen on my watch? What, with all the information that you do have, what would you change in that situation?
I don't know, because the way it all went down as the story unfolded, when they said the cops stood out there and watched it happen.
Now let's say that. Let's say this with the police officers and the border. Now, the majority of the border is right there. It's not too far from the border. So the border patrol is in the area. But a lot of people say, why didn't the border patrol go in there and do everything? It has to be a chain of command. You have to get the word from the upper top source. So at that time, no one gave the word. The word was, this how we do it. The police department comes on scene, and then they do it. But the police department was far from the situation. So it was like all that time went by. I think it was maybe about an hour what I was reading on CNN. Don't quote me. CNN said that.
It was an hour and 45 minutes.
Or hour and 45 minutes.
That's a long time.
Yeah,
It
long
is.
time with an active shooter in the building. And, in a situation like that, what do you do? Like,
Well, now that you asked me, but that is very true, because we had the shooter that was in my building. He was in there for about an hour, and they waited for SWAT to get there. I mean, the whole street was totally blocked off. And then when I think about the chain of command, which is true, which is why the Capitol Police in D.C., the metropolitan area in D.C., they did not have to go from the police to come. And I think gun control is a problem. Like, they have pushed for guns, and people don't fight these days. I mean, I fought so many times in the alley, and I wouldn't dare tell my kids, if you have an issue with somebody, because people don't fight anymore. I think that's one issue, gun control.
what you doing in alleys?
So in DC, we got alleys,
a lot of
right?
alleys in DC.
And you don't fight at school, because you get suspended. You fight in the afternoon in the alley.
In the alley.
So y'all just fighting in a dirty alley.
Yeah, in the dirty alley. Yeah,
Oh.
cars be trying to get by. They be honking horns and
So y'all just fighting in dirty alleys.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Gutter.
Okay, my bad. Keep going.
No, so I think gun control is an issue. People, and I dealing with kids every day. I tell them, at some point you have to learn how to communicate. It's okay to have an issue with somebody, but now people don't even say hey, I have an issue with you. They don't know how to talk. They don't know how to communicate. In the elementary school, they just start fighting. And then when it's all over, it's like, oh, well, you looked at me funny. Well, I looked at you because I can't see. I ain't got my glasses on. And then you fought for no reason. But I think that it's none of that anymore. And people don't fight. They just shoot each other.
But okay, now you say gun control. Okay, now we're in a whole nother department. When you say gun control, what would you do different? Because it's different. The semi-automatic that they can carry down there, that's all by inch of the barrel. It's by an inch of the barrel. That's why you can conceal that at a young age, because the barrel is not that long. So
I look at it as much as you try to do something about it, the streets still got the lockdown. You can get it from the streets. You can get a you can get a burner anywhere now.
You sure can.
But what is where was the turning point? When did we see the switcheroo? At what point do you think we saw that? Because I agree, you can always, even when we were younger, there was an opportunity for you to get things that you were not supposed to have. But where did the switch come in? Where did the change occur? What do you think?
I think when until we get to our to the point to where we care about ourselves first, I think that's when the change will come. Because even out there when hate to say it, when Trump became president, it's like the crime rate went skyrocket high. But this is the most school shooting I ever
I
seen.
think it's kind of historical.
It's like
how many just in a month.
within a month.
Mm-hmm.
You hear a school shooting like every 2 or 3 months, but you talking about school shooting now, you hear them every day.
This is
Yeah.
true.
A lot of the copycat spirit. Is
Yeah, I was about
running
to say the
rampant.
copycat. And I look at when I send my own son to school, like I am very strategic in, at first we started out, have a great day, mom loves you. But I'm very strategic in telling my son, like, hey man, I love you. Like, like making him look at me instead of, oh, okay, yeah, mom, yeah, I love you too. But you send your kids to school because you think that is a safe space for them. And I could not imagine sending my kids to school, those parents who had to experience that. Like, at what point are your teachers safe, and at what point are your kids safe?
See, I want to interject on a few things because you asked just a question. So as far as, let's say if you were a mayor, what would you do? Because we all know that states get certain like grant money when it comes to federal and state level. And I saw the school where they spent $400,000 on their security, and they got a connection with the police department. And when I tell you, I mean, they have like these, they got like hot zones, and the police department, and it's online so everyone can see it. They have like these bulletproof doors where they automatically lock and you can't get in. And I was like, okay, you got to spend the money to protect the children. And also, when they took prayer out of schools, that's when it went all the way south. So when you're speaking over your child, I'm being very, very, very specific on what I say over my son when it comes to praying over him, prayer protection and guidance, and make sure your mind is right. Make sure you're paying attention to things. Be careful what you say. Think about your actions. If I did this, my mom would get upset. Like, you really have to be overly intentional when it comes to your children. So
yeah, and I don't know. I'm only speaking from my experience. Nothing, it doesn't counter what you said. But like, I feel like in order to, like my school, we had a 24-hour police officers, more than one. We had several officers after that incident. And then it kind of like faded away. Like, as time went on, it was like, oh, okay, we saw less and less of the officers. We may start out with 6, and they were there from sun up to sundown to the kids. They would stand while the kids got off the bus. And then I think with most things, we become comfortable, like, okay, no worries. And then it kind of all fades away. But I just go back to the parents. If those kids who, those teachers who lost their lives on that day, I can only imagine after you done prayed over your child and you done told your child you love them, and then to come back and you're not going to see your baby again. Like, I could not imagine how. I couldn't even start to begin to figure out how they feel. And I do think funding is a big thing, because you have to keep teachers and kids safe. Teachers are going to stop saying, like, I want to be a teacher. And then you're going to run out of teachers eventually, because teachers get old and they retire.
Yes.
And if they don't feel like they're safe, like if I can't come to work and feel like I'm safe. And I think a lot of teachers, myself included, because that particular day when we had a gunman, I didn't get my kids until 8 o'clock that night. My kids' teachers had to keep them until I got there. And so a lot of times teachers echo the thoughts of, as I'm watching somebody else's kids, I'm not there for my own. And that day when we had a gunman, I could not get to my own children, and that someone had to watch my kids because I'm watching somebody else's.
I think where it changed, because a lot of people don't listen to the kids when it come down to being bullied. And when that bully take place until they get to the point, now I'm tired of it. Because the people that doing the shooting are the ones that was being bullied on.
Right, they playing that.
You get what I'm saying?
This is
so
true.
the question is, why was nobody listening to that person to the point, like, you know what, I'm going to have to take matters in my own hand because the teacher's not listening to me. My parents keep saying, well, you still going to school. Just keep telling if we can stop the bullying, that'll start a lot of school shooting. But the thing I don't understand is, you was in high school. Why did you go to an elementary school?
You went and shot up some babies.
You talking about
Didn't
kids?
he get into a car accident?
Yeah,
He got in a car accident, so he went to the nearest
So he
school.
went to the nearest school.
But you
like,
got to realize this too. We have to find out the issue with him because he's a part of this too because he shot his grandmother.
right,
He
that's
did.
pain.
Shot his grandmother. Then after that, he got in a car accident.
Mm-hmm.
Then he went over to the school. Then it was just one little slip up. The back door was open at that time. You know what I'm saying? So he went around the school to try to get it in there, but that back door was just a little slip up from
That's
whoever
not a
left
little.
it.
That's a high security breach.
What I'm saying is it could have been
Somebody got caught slipping.
But it could have been anybody. Cafeteria person could have went in there, came out the bag. You know, somebody could have went out there, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
And then that area where they're at is no type of shooting. So there's no really type of, we don't need that much security in that area because none like that happened here. Then the what do you call the cop, the police officer, not the cops that be there, the other ones.
Like a resource officer?
The resource officer, they couldn't find him, and then on top of that, he didn't have a firearm. And that's just like, if I'm an officer and I'm a resource officer, and I don't have a firearm, I'm not finna jump in the bullet and be, another body
Top
count,
flight
another
security.
memory. So the fact of the matter is now you have to look back and say, okay, how do we fix this? How do we fix this situation where this doesn't happen? And I really don't think the government doesn't care about that because the fact of the matter, if you try to control it, you're gonna hit the gun thing, and that's money. Guns, that's big money. You know what I'm saying? We'll lose a little 19 kids' lives, but we'll make billions on the back end.
I mean, you
And
heard
that's
what
the
the governor
problem.
said,
That's
right?
the problem. That money is more valuable than the safety of human beings. That's the problem.
I'm gonna go even deeper than that. If it was I hate to say it, another type of culture school, them police would have went in.
Well, no, I mean, if you look at all the school shootings that have the Caliban and
No,
all
but
the
what
other
I'm
stuff,
saying,
it's the same
but
situation.
look how fast the cops got there.
Oh yeah,
The cops
they got
got
there
there quick.
They did.
But see,
Well, one of the things is that resource officer, I think most schools have 2 resource officers. Some of them have more. They don't have no gun. So those guys need to be like really a step down from a police with a gun, firearm, because just what you just said is even if he there, he don't have a gun, he's no
He
different
can't
than
protect
a-
nobody anyway.
He can't
This is
protect
true.
nobody anyway. So they need to carry those resource officers almost through a police training. And they need
I
to be
agree with that.
authorized to have a gun for those situations. We haven't too many of those incidents to happen, and that resource officer got to be scrambling around waiting for the police.
Waiting
to
for
get
somebody
there.
to get there.
So
And that I agree with that. Same thing that happened at my school. A parent came in the door. This how the man got in my school. She came in the door to drop her baby off for school. Of course, she left the door holding the door for him as if she was being courteous. And he came right in. He waited good and well till she left and started all his antics. So even like you said with the back door being open, in our situation, it was a parent who thought she was doing the right thing. Like, I ain't gonna close the door in your face.
Right.
I'm gonna hold the door instead of making him buzz because they would have recognized like, oh, we ain't never seen him before. But she thought she was doing the right thing.
We deal with
Bad,
that
small
every day.
mistake ended up, having great consequences.
but you got to realize too, it's a couple things in the situation. That's a one-man army, so that's hard to stop that one person with a whole master plan in his head. You know what I'm saying? Like he had mental issues, he had all kind of stuff. So that was one. And two, the government does not care. They don't care. At the real talk, white, black, Chinese, whatever, they don't care. It's money involved. That's what it is. At the end of those Congress people will turn on their own self. Look what Donald Trump did to our governor over here. Turned on him quick, fast and in a hurry because he didn't win the election. So I don't really think it's a culture thing. It's who has the most money, who has the most power.
But they
And
said,
did it happen to my kid?
but they said, oh, well, it could have been worse. Like, really? You really said it out your mouth? It
That's
coulda
what the
been
governor
worse?
said. It could have
Yes,
been worse.
the governor said it could have been worse. I mean, I know, it's bad, but honestly, He could have been worse. But let that come to your front door.
That's
Baby,
what I'm saying.
I'm telling you, you will move this whole planet and other planets in the stratosphere. I promise you that.
He did. He had a heart attack.
Had a heart
after
As
attack.
she
soon as he
died.
dropped the flowers off, he went home and he died.
But at the end of the day, y'all, at the end of the day, black, white, whatever, if you don't have the money, just go back, money, power, and respect, they don't care. That's at the end of the day. At the end of the day, that's what it is. The government and all that, we go out there and vote. We go out there and do all we want because we've done it. You know what I'm saying?
And it still didn't change nothing.
It still doesn't change anything.
And I think it's twofold. I think you brought up a great point about mental health.
Yeah.
We have to, and this is why, I don't have girls, I have 2 boys, but Lord know every day at my school, the girls come to me, Miss Pitts, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? And I always listen because I would hate for them to suffer in silence and, not tell anybody when somebody has, or they feel like they're being bullied. And I think that is part of the problem, is that kids get bullied and they suffer in silence because maybe they don't feel like they have someone at the school that they can talk to. And a lot of the kids, I'm not necessarily in like their homeroom teacher, but I interact with a lot of them with what I do. And so anytime a child comes to me and say, hey, can I talk to you? That's my coworker. Can I step into your office? And I know that they want to talk to me. And I think a lot of times kids have suffered in silence. And then they do things like that. Like, I didn't get help, or I don't know what to do with the bullying. I think that is a huge issue in schools, that kids just, they bully other kids. And they're kids. You don't know how to take that. Some grown-ups don't know how to take that energy and how to work with that. I think that is a huge part of what we have to fix.
One of the things they haven't got rid of is the code, the ethic of a snitch. Kids living by that.
Oh, yeah.
They living by that in the school, middle school,
That street
high school.
code.
You're a snitch, man. We taking you out of here, and they scared. So if somebody's bullying them, doing something to them, they not gonna tell.
But you gotta realize the biggest bully is the media. Media is the biggest bully. What we see on Instagram is big.
It's the biggest bully.
Because of the fact of the matter, trends and all that stuff. They put that on social media. The kids want to live up to that. Sometimes I'll be real. I might see somebody on social media rich and wealthy. I'm like, dang, I want to do that. And I might go out there and try to work all these massive hours and try to get what they get and stuff like that. I mean, like, the kids see that. You know what I'm saying? The kids see that. They want to go viral. I'll beat you up or whatever the case may be, make fun of you, and they go viral on the internet, and then I'm an overnight star. So that has a lot to do to it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is going down a major way. We have to get to our interview. We got Big Rissa in the building. She's coming up next. Hold on. Oh, my bad. Before we bring her up, ladies and gentlemen, I got an email. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? So that we got an email, and this is what the email said. They said, Kingdom Grind, we need your help. All right. Early in my marriage, I found out I was unable. Oh, my bad. Her name is Sarah. Sarah sent an email. Said, early in my marriage, I found out I was unable to have children. So my husband and I decided to adopt. They couldn't have kids. A lot of people go through that. Her husband said, I'll handle all the paperwork. I'll do it because it's stressful, baby. You ain't got to take care of that. I'm going to do all that. We'll go and see the kid and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the child that he adopted was his child that he...
I know you lying.
What happened was he slept with this young lady outside of the marriage, got her pregnant. Then after that, the young lady did not want the kid. So she put the kid in the child support situation, up for adoption. And then he kept track on the kid or whatever, stuff like that. So
that's why he said he wanted.
Yeah, that's what he said. He told her, it's cool, baby. We ain't gotta have no kids. Let's adopt.
I know you lying.
So in a situation like that, if you was in a situation, what would it? Give Sarah some advice. What would you have done? And you found out now the kid is 17 years old. You didn't raise the kid, now the kid, but you found out because you found some paperwork on the situation.
So they already raised the kid.
Kid's 17 years old.
Well, I mean, it's too late now. You don't got attached to the child.
Yeah.
Oh, well, her question...
Ain't never too late.
No, well, her question is, should I still stay with my husband?
Yeah.
Okay, you say yeah.
I say yeah.
Katya, what you say?
I mean, like you say, 17 years old. You done what? What you gonna like? Oh, I'm just gonna leave you now. What? You 17
Because you don't
years.
invest in both people.
Okay, D, what you think?
First of all, this segment is called "What Would Jesus Do?"
Yeah.
What would D do? First of all, 17 years, not 17, 17
You
years.
done raised
I
the
done,
child?
I done looked at this baby,
And it was yours.
and it was yours.
You ain't see no resemblance nowhere?
Nah,
No.
she said she
Right,
ain't
they
seen
didn't favor. They don't favor at all.
it. They said
We
she ain't
marching
seen
down arm in arm like we was with Martin Luther King down to the adoption agency and be like, hey, y'all saw him when he came down here? This his baby? I had to, what would Jesus do? What would D do? He got
We
to
ain't
fix
worried
that.
about what they do. We talking about what would Jesus do.
No.
Well, Sarah said you got mixed feelings. You heard what we said or whatever, stuff like that.
What
Sarah.
would you do?
What would I do?
Yeah, what would you do?
You got a whole 17 years. That's a long
I mean,
time.
That
that's
is a long time.
You had a whole baby and you knew. You ain't said a
But her
mumbling word.
But her question is, she don't know if she still needs to be with her husband. Should she leave?
Well, you
Or should she
already
stay?
halfway out the door since you asking the question.
So she sound like she got one foot in and one
I'm
foot
saying, like your mind,
She double
is all,
dutching.
yeah, your mind sound like
Your
it's
mind is already
made up. You just want
Well,
to see, make yourself feel better. No, just go ahead and throw them deuces.
Sarah
up, baby.
pray.
well, look.
Ask Jesus.
out. Well, you ain't never said what you would do. What you would
Yeah,
do?
because you still ain't saying that.
you double dutching like Sarah.
Okay, I think now since I done got I think now since I got older and I really understand when you get married, the vows and stuff like that. I really understand it now. I think I'll stay. I mean, we raised the kids 17 years. I mean, we didn't build so many memories since then. You know what I'm saying? And now when you hit through thick and thin, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why a lot of marriages, they don't understand. They really don't understand those vows. And I was there. I didn't pay attention, threw it out. Oh, I'm getting out of here, whatever the case may be, and stuff like that. And I think I heard Creflo preach a sermon like that, or whatever, stuff like that. So,
Oh
hopefully
nah,
God give me
Sarah,
enough-
get your money when the baby mama come back. Tell she
No,
you
she go-
17
No,
years.
she gone.
Oh, she gonna come back. She gonna come
But
back.
the question is,
No, she gave the child up. She's out
She
the
gave
picture.
up
She out the
That's
picture.
right.
She gave
That's
up every right. She hasn't been.
So-
she hasn't been in
People be
for
giving
So
their
are you
kids
gonna
up
worry
for
about-
adoption, and I want Sarah. I want the mama to run me back all them 17 years that I done took care of your baby.
but legally, that's still kind of your child as well. I
It
mean,
is
Yeah.
yours, and he gonna be
Yeah.
and she
So
gonna be
the
mine.
question is, you gonna worry about because you just found out it was his and destroy the child life for the rest of his life?
Because he lied.
We talking about the child now that you don't feel
child
that
that-
Oh,
you
I'm
don't
not
love.
gonna treat the child any different.
you did. You
But
told
you
him
just told him bring the-
I ain't treating the child different. That's treating,
Are you still gonna love the child?
of course.
So then,
But I'm
then
be mad at him because you
Be
lied.
mad when did he get over
Be
it?
mad at him.
Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna ask Big RZA, and then when we come, what we gonna do?
Go, but if marriage is built around trust and honesty, so you went 17 years. You telling me at no time in them 17 years that that you couldn't come up with a moment to say, "Hey, babe, I ain't told you."
he was scared.
Okay, but
So what? That's what I'm saying. 17 years, you don't get to tell me nothing.
Then I mean,
How did you find the papers? Was you being nosy? Was
They
she
wasn't
being
just sitting out on the kitchen table like.
Whatever.
so, did
Maybe it was in a-
after 17 years?
maybe it
Nah,
was
she
in
not.
a
She found.
folder or something.
Sarah said she found the paperwork. She was going through some stuff.
Oh,
being
stupid.
nosy.
That's
No,
being
no,
nosy.
She could have been cleaning up.
Yeah,
She
it
could have been
is.
cleaning
So
up.
what that mean about
No.
don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing there?
No, she wasn't. And if you read the thing, she wasn't looking for that.
She was probably cleaning
But
up.
he was foolish enough to keep the papers around like
Yeah,
that.
when he's
Like,
stupid.
dude, like, why you didn't put it in your little filing cabinet and keep it somewhere else?
It was not an honest husband for
Crazy.
the whole rip. He's been cheating for their whole marriage.
Well, I don't know.
much.
They didn't get into depth like that. They
No,
just
I
said
mean,
the
if she
situation.
found some papers out of 17 years and she didn't know that, and she just happened to stumble up on him, she would have went through life and died, went to her grave if she would have found the papers.
I mean, I guess that's what his plan because she couldn't have any kids.
He bamboozled her. He took
Oh,
the
she
fact that
couldn't
she
have
didn't
any
she didn't
kids.
want no kids.
She,
That's
no,
like
no,
She couldn't
no,
have
she
any
couldn't
kids.
have no kids.
She couldn't have any kids.
So he went
he
in
called
dark.
himself protecting her feelings, but in actuality, you didn't, because she couldn't have no kids. You was like, oh, okay, well, let's adopt. But he already knew that he had a baby in pocket.
Did he have that baby out of the what? Did he have that?
Was the baby
Well,
was
no.
born
That-
before
that-
they got together?
Oh, see that
Yeah.
that can make a difference.
Yeah, because he had it
If
before they
the
got
baby
together.
before they
Yeah,
got
before
Right,
the
so
baby
she-
was there before he got in the
So
situation.
if he had the baby
see,
before
then,
they
you
got
know.
together, then why do you not say, because you didn't have the
Yeah.
baby on her,
Say it then.
why didn't you just say,
So
hey,
thought-
I got a
thought he
baby?
cheated while they was
Yeah, I thought he
married.
was cheated, but
If he had the baby before her, just tell it.
Just
Why
tell
you
it,
holding on
yeah,
to it?
baby, I
Tell
got a
it.
Baby, it's my baby.
Well, Sarah,
I'm finna
I think
give
you
up.
need to go to your prayer closet.
Go to Jesus.
Because we
Yeah,
confused on it. We got to split.
We
gotta
we
split.
can't help you.
She probably gonna
Okay.
leave him
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a problem with situation, send it to Kingdom Grind Radio. We
Yep.
might can help you out on this situation. We couldn't help Sarah out.
Oh,
We're going to
man.
keep Sarah in our prayers.
We tried.
We definitely going to keep Sarah in our prayers. Next up in this seat, you'll see Faith, you'll see Lil D, you'll see Country, and you'll see Big Rissa, y'all. That's going to be
Big
coming up.
Gospel Lotto,
Coming up.
AKA Big Rizza.
And we're going to be
Is
playing.
it Rizza? Did I say it right?
Rissa.
Rizza.
Y'all keep saying Rissa
No, we
like she
cutting
probably-
time, so we
Yeah,
gonna skip
Wu-Tang
the
Yeah,
Clan.
and we're gonna be playing her new single. We're gonna be playing her new single, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back right after this. Let's go.
Yep.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Could You Biscuit. What up, y'all? Hey, it's Kingdom Grind Radio Show in the building, understand me? So look, go check my homies out, the HBCU greats, the Kings, all right? That's BK Lobster Midtown. All right, hit them up at 855 Peachtree Street, Northeast, Suite number 3. That's Atlanta, Georgia, 30308. And yo, tell them Kingdom Grind Radio Show sent you. Go get that lobster mac. It's good. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace, y'all.
Here's to choice, to making your voice be heard, to getting exactly what you want, especially when you eat. At Subway restaurants, you choose your freshly baked bread, meats, cheese, and veggies to make a sub that's just right for you. Come in and create yours today. Subway, eat fresh.
What up, y'all? This your boy DJ Network from the Kingdom Grind Radio Show. And if you got a party, I want to be in the place on the ones and twos to DJ at your next event. So get at us, man. 444-454-6409 for great rates. Or go to whoisdjnetwork.com and find out the prices for me. Yeah, DJ Network to hit your next party up. All right, y'all. Back to the Kingdom Grind Radio Show.
Hey, it's your girl Lil D, and they put me in the front seat. I keep wanting to call you Lotto, Gospel Lotto.
Yeah.
Maybe tell me one more time. Say I said it because I ain't gonna be like DJ Network. He said your name wrong.
Big Rissa.
Big
Rissa
Rissa.
in the building.
Rissa, you gotta say it like that with that like West Side
Big
twang.
Rissa.
Big Rissa. Hey, they put me in the front seat, so we about to rock this, y'all. It is a girls' party. It's girls. It's a girls' trip.
It's a party. It's a party. It's a party.
Yeah,
Lit.
y'all. We on here like what's night? It's ladies' night, y'all. Let me see. Big Rissa, you gonna be Angie on the mic. Let me see.
Big Angie on the mic.
Big Angie on the mic. I guess none of the rest of us can rap. So, y'all, woo. All right. We got the Lotto of Gospel, y'all. She hit the stage the other day. She
did her
was
thing.
lit. Y'all, she changed her hair. I was like, oh, girl, you cute, you cute, you
Right,
cute.
I was like, oh, okay.
Ay.
Switch up.
Let's
She
go.
did. She switched it up, y'all. She is in the hot seat with us today. So, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Big Rissa. Big stepper with big faith and serve a big God.
That's
That's
right.
where the big come in. That it ain't necessarily about the stature. It's a faith thing. It's a spiritual walk.
Let's
You know,
go.
me and God, we like this. So it's been battles that I have won, what God has won. Ain't been nobody but me and him. But I'm from Atlanta, born and raised from the west side of Atlanta, Fulton County.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 beautiful children.
Aww.
Yes.
My money and legend.
All right.
Oh, money and let I'm gonna rename my children too. I'm being no children. We got millionaire and trillionaire. Okay.
I heard that. So tell us about the movement, Big Rissa, like, the reason why you in this music industry and what are your goals?
So my goals is to really just make an impact. I call it kingdom trap music. At one point in time, I used to do secular music, and God started to deal with me probably maybe 3 or 4 years ago with just about switching up, just taking the gift that he has given me and resubmitting it back to him. Because at first, to be real with you, I thought that, you know, gospel rap music was corny.
I did too.
I really did. And God was like, not when you do it. So, you know, just took my personality, my faith with his plan for my life and just, you know, just make a difference. I wanted to start making music where I didn't do a lot of cussing, had more, you know, positivity in it, just a whole new message for my children to listen to. And then even the kids in the neighborhood, like, they rocking with me. So, you know, just trying to do something different. Let the Lord use me.
That's right.
That's what's up.
Right.
So you kind of answered the question that I was going to ask next, but how hard is it to walk in your shoes as a woman of God? Can you give us that storyline?
I can. It can be, you know, very difficult at times. Being a single mom, you know, I have support, I have help, but as far as being just the only parent in the household and just trying to make sure that I'm doing what God has called me to do.
Yes.
While also being on the front, you know, standing on the front line while making sure my children are covered and, you know, making sure they're protected, making sure they're also doing what God has called them to do, making sure I'm able to, you know, be vigilant as far as pointing out the gifts that's in them. See, I have to be the one that set the atmosphere in the morning.
That's right.
The one that just carry out throughout the day. So whether it's having a bad day or being tired, you know, being stressed out, because those days come, you know. I have more good days than bad, but the bad days come. So I still have to make sure that I get up and I pray over them and I, you know, pour the word into them, make sure that they're good.
Yes.
So it can, you know, it can be a lot at times, but it's worth it. I know God, you know, he wouldn't put too much more on me than I can bear.
Yes.
That's
I love
what's
it.
up.
I love it.
That.
Right.
So this weekend, you had the opportunity, I think we all of us here were in attendance
Yes.
for Just Be BOG.
Yes,
And you hit the stage. So I want to know, how does it, or what's the support that you get? You were awesome when you were out there. I mean, I was in the front row. I was like, ooh, I ain't know what kind of concert I was at. I had to watch my moves, you know, everything not a holy dance, but I was like, hey,
Man, we
hey.
were too lit in the back.
Yeah. So we was rocking. So tell me what's that support look like? Because I know a lot of times on the show we talk about how, you know, independent gospel artists don't necessarily see that support. So tell us a little bit about how you feel that you are supported, if you are or are not.
I honestly feel like I have a lot of support. You know, shout out to the whole Embassy Church family, my Embassy Church family. They rocking with me, the whole Embassy Live team. My family, you know, they rocking with me, my kids. So I believe that I do have a lot of support. There is more with me than against me.
Okay.
So yeah, like my church be turned up. I can't lie.
All day,
So,
every Sunday, every Wednesday.
Yeah,
Okay.
We get to the end.
Swag surfing, you
That's
know.
why surfing at the church.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey.
Oh, okay.
Very authentic.
Okay.
Very authentic.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
So
yeah.
y'all holy hood at your church.
Holy hood,
I be
holy.
telling folks I'm ratchet and say.
Yes. Put that on a t-shirt. Mm-hmm.
I'm in my bag, but I'm in my Bible too.
Hey, my
that's what I'm
bag
talking
and my
about.
Bible. Mhm.
Yeah. So if you could change anything about yourself, what would it be? Be honest. Anything.
Honestly, I can't really say that I would, because I don't really feel like God made a mistake. You know,
Come
God did his
on.
thing when he made me.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
I love it.
right.
In the
Period.
most humble way possible. God did his thing when he made me. Even, you know, through the trials, the tribulation, ups and downs. That really just made me a bigger and better person as far as like my faith, my trust in him, just my walk. You know, so I really wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't, because at the end of the day, my testimony is going to help somebody else. It's going to bring somebody else in to let people know, like, let people see my good work, so
Yes.
you know, they can glorify my Father. So I really wouldn't change anything about me.
Big Rissa ready to rip the mic. Listen, all of us need accountability in our lives, and people that we look up to or who have helped us along the way. Who has been your mentor or motivation as you go along your journey?
Well, at a point in time, I had a mentor that was very awesome. She taught me a lot as far as, identity, just being authentic, really pushed out a whole lot of purpose that was in me that was dormant as far as, you know, ministry and my gifts. But there are also a few artists who are out there who I watch, you know, that inspire me, like Lecrae and the whole Reach movement. I'm inspired by what they do, just to see how they, you know, take urban and merge it with the word of God. And then they might have somebody who is a secular artist get on their songs and pipe it up, but it still has a positive, you know, vibe to it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a lot of people who are out there. There was even a documentary or something I was watching of Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, I watched that.
And that inspired me. Like, she really blessed me just to see how so many women was coming up to her and saying how her being herself, getting up on stage, telling her story, even though it may have seemed ugly, you know, that was blessing a lot of women. I was like, wow. I want God to use me like that, you know, as far as my testimony, just blessing people.
Okay.
He's definitely using you.
I love it. So tell us one thing that we don't necessarily know about. What's one thing that people be surprised to know, like, you know, about you? Like, I'm out here, I was rocking the stage, I was getting it. But what's one thing that people don't know that they were probably surprised to know about you?
Well, let's see.
Wait, you could sing?
Right, because that hum was a, you know, that's a note. That was a note.
I'm a Jane of all trades. I can sing. Yes, I come from a long line of gospel, country, quartet singers.
Come
yes,
on.
Yeah, that little hum, you could tell when somebody could sing, they get the humming.
But yeah, I used to play the flute.
Really?
Yeah, I used to play the flute, play the piano. I can, you know, read sheet music.
Yes.
Yeah, I do hair, so when y'all see me switch it up, because I make wigs and stuff.
Come on. Wait a minute. Switch it up, switch it up.
Yeah, y'all
Hey.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
Nice.
we learned about 4 things
Exactly.
in one question. So, do we get the opportunity to listen to some of your music?
I know you brought a heater.
Look, I got that song that out. I got the whole EP Elevation that's out. That's streaming.
Yes.
You know, it's up and stuck.
Okay.
Right.
Yep, on all platforms. So, you know, y'all make sure y'all check that out. Go get that.
So are we gonna go listen to That on That by Big Rissa?
Yes.
Hey.
What's up?
Get hard, though.
Yeah. Hey. Ha. Yeah. I got me one. The floodgates is open and nothing can stop it. Just that on that. I gotta keep going, figuring out an option. Just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Just that on that. Ha. That just that on that. And that just that on that. That just that on that. And that just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Just that on that. That just that on that. I'm speaking facts on facts on facts. I shook some demons off my back and thank the Lord I'm back on track. People said, oh man, you changed, went through too much to stay the same. And through the mud and not the rain, it make me whole and heal the pain. It's a dirty, dirty game, but I came to be the light. Give my battles to the Lord and wash my hands and let him fight. I can do all things, that's the Jesus in me. Look to the hills will come my help and it's just the beginning. The floodgates is open and nothing can stop it. Just that on that. I gotta keep going, figuring out an option. Just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Just that on that. That just that on that. And that just that on that. That just that on that. And that just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Hey, it's the grace for me. No safer place for me. When I was going out bad, the Lord was chasing me. Some people counted me out, my God, he ain't forsaking me. The world didn't make me so, the world, it ain't no breaking me. I know that I'm made for it, I had to get saved for it. Decree and declare, blessings coming from here to there. The Lord is my light, so who should I fear? I'm coming harder than never, applying the pressure. Flesh and blood, we don't wrestle. Set the bar, make them jump for it. I'm the queen on the chessboard. The floodgates is open and nothing can stop it. Just that on that. I gotta keep going, figuring out an option. Just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Just that on that. That just that on that. And that just that on that. That just that on that. And that just that on that. Not counting my problems, I'm counting these blessings. Just that on that. Not taking no losses, I learned from my lessons. Just that on that.
That's just that on that.
Yes,
Hey.
yes,
Y'all give it up for Big Rissa.
Yes, she brought that whole heater in the building.
Let me tell you something. I knew she was from the hood. When she did like this, like, hey, like, don't. It's just that on that. Like, I'm holy hood. Don't even play with it. Okay.
It's just like my shirt.
What's
Yes.
your shirt say, girl?
Half holy, half hood.
Yep.
Pray with me, don't play with me. Period.
Don't
You know
play
what
with
It say,
me.
pray with me, don't play with me.
Yeah.
Period.
I love it.
Period.
Love it.
Yes. Yes.
Child, I want another song. I was jamming. That's just that on that.
Lord, got
That's
the whole,
just that on that.
the whole EP Elevation is out.
Yes.
Everywhere.
Where can they find it? Tell us about where they can stream or find your music or find you.
YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes. When I say it's everywhere, it is everywhere. And y'all can follow me on Instagram at Big Riss Game, BIGRISSGAME.
Y'all go follow her right now so y'all can jam, okay? Because I'm liable to play that in the classroom because I be, you know, my kids be like, this church music, yeah, this church music, sit down, be quiet and listen,
With
all
a
right?
message.
Please,
So, y'all, since this ladies' night, okay, we're going to go back. Wait, where the guys at? We're going to, so they don't, okay. So, look, what y'all think about the topic? Now, if you found out that, you know, your husband, we don't know if they was married, what would y'all do? Why the
You talking about the
guys are out?
Sarah event?
Yeah, the Sarah event. What you gonna do? Because
Oh,
it's ladies'
my
night.
God.
We get to talk. we
Yeah,
get to
right
talk.
there,
Let's have
that
girls
part.
talk.
I think in that situation, because it's been 17 years, yes, he did deceive her. I would have to forgive, honestly.
Okay.
He was bogus, but I don't think he would have ever told his wife, you know, that what he had done, and she kept going on with the lie. You know, wait a minute, hold on. Let me rethink this thing.
Uh-oh.
Now, if he lied about that, what else would he lie about? But if she was a believer, forgiveness would be the key, honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't do what D do.
I know. The Lord is still working on me. He's still working on me. I'm still learning scriptures and trying to be right. You know, I'm still working hard.
You good. You
I'm
good.
still, but that's good advice. Okay, come on. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
So I ain't ever been married, so I try to stay out of married people business. But I would say, you know, for one prayer about it, talk to your husband, go to counseling, and you know, let the Lord lead you from there.
Okay. I need to hang out with y'all more often. Look like I need to be dunked one more time. I've been dunked twice already, but probably one more good time they could put me under the water. Maybe one more good time.
Look, I went down 2 times, so
See,
hey,
that's what I'm saying. I
that's
ain't
probably
alone.
why I'm thinking. No, that would be my heart anyway. Yeah, to forgive. Yeah,
And your name Faith, so
There it is.
self-explanatory.
yeah, it fits you. It fits you. So I keep wanting to call you. I'm gonna stop calling you Lotto, Gospel Lotto.
Lord.
So tell us what's next for you. What do you have going on? What's up next? Where do you see yourself in the next few years with your music?
In the next few years, I see myself on tour. You know,
Yeah.
hopefully collabing with some major artists. Like I would love to collab with like Lecrae and 1K Few and One Day, and I'm like, you know, Aha Gazelle. Like, so I want to collab with some dope people. I also want to do, you know, like some collaborations with some secular artists as well, because I love music all around. So I just really see myself just being on the forefront. You know, being able to. This is ministry, so ministering to the nations. Yeah.
Well, I'm telling you now, I'm a mean backup dancer. As just be, I'm still waiting on my
She got
own.
liturgical down pat, girl.
You know, I'm a mean backup dancer, so you know, just keep me in your prayer when you looking for your, you know, when the Lord send your backup
I got
dancers.
you.
So, Big Rissa, look in that camera right there,
Okay.
and tell someone, because you said ministry, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Tell someone an encouraging word to get them through whatever situation that they are in.
So whatever situation that you are in, first and foremost, make sure that you put God first. Make sure God is your foundation, the rock that you stand on. Because at the end of the day, you know, He won't put more on you than you can bear, and He will never leave you nor forsake you. So if it's a dream or it's a business or, you know, whatever it is that you have that you're trying to push, or whatever it is that you need encouraging with, just, you know, submit it to God first. Ask Him to show you, because a lot of times, you know, our past, it can cause us our vision to be distorted, our perspective to be distorted. So ask God to show you you so you can heal, be whole, and just go after everything that God has for you. If it's fear, look fear in the face and go straight through it. Whatever it is that God has brought you to, you know, take it by force.
Amen.
Amen. Well, y'all, that's a good place to end. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what else we could say after that. I felt like
That
she
was
was talking
good.
to me. Like, I'm like, dog, let me see you. Am I scared? Okay, because it's for me. So, y'all, whatever you out there, it's for you. Take the rest of this week and think about, like, what's for me is for me. And I'm going to get out here and I'm going to grind. Kingdom Grind Radio Show.
Yes.
We appreciate you all rocking with us on this Tuesday. They say, I don't know, our school is out, so I don't know. I may be back next week. You know, I be get my days off or whatever. They said I'm running out of sick days or whatever they want to call it. So, y'all, make sure you join us for the Instagram. Country Biscuit going to be ready for her Instagram. Okay, she going to be rocking her Instagram. So y'all make sure y'all look out for that. Join us. We're going to go right to Instagram after this. We hope y'all have a fabulous week. Make sure you join us next Tuesday for the Kingdom Grind Radio Show. I'm your girl, Lil Z.
It's your girl, Country Biscuit. What up, y'all? Aye.
Faith speaks into his house.
And our special guest. Hey, y'all go to Instagram, check out. Y'all have a great week. We going to miss y'all.
Woo.
Enjoy. Go. Oh,
Round and
yeah.
round.
Y'all, he stole these chains.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. It's my time to be your behind because you always lie to control my mind. Oh my God, I make a mistake. Listen to him. I came in the flesh. Satan be God mix. Out of me, snatch my joy. Out of me, kill my faith. Out of me, drain my fire. Out of me, giving heart. Out of me, stole my love. Out of me, he knocked me to the ground. I got back up, he won this round. Come on, here's something. I'm all right. Come on. I'm all right. I can go back in.
The programs or shows you hear or view on this network do not reflect the views of WCRN Radio Network, C-Room TV, or its affiliates, officials, or employees.